I have given this speech 3 other times with Toastmasters. 13 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes. 6 to 8 minutes out of my book, River of Life. And you can see how well I've written it. But it's not about what's written, it's about what we've learned. So as we go down that river of life, you're going to hear lots of things. You'll hear birds singing, etc. That's a different chapter. Today, I hear America singing. Walt Whitman, the poet from the 1850s, wrote a poem called I Hear America Singing. And it talked about the woodcutter, the craftsman, actually a boatman, and how they took pride in their work. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's leadership lesson, different chapter of the book, I'm going to share with you how you can listen for, take the note here, songs of success. Because I hear America singing, and today's workforce still takes pride. I hear America singing. See, I hear Kirsten Paul over in Lee Summit, Missouri, young mother of 3, had to leave the workforce at the birth of her 2nd child because she couldn't afford daycare. Now, I know Kirsten because she's a client of mine where I've done some coaching with her. And we helped reframe her song. She started her own in-house daycare. But Randy, don't write babysitting on her check. See, we reframed her song. She's providing a nurturing environment, developing the leaders of tomorrow. So, and you know, Leslie, how much I love leadership. That's chapter 7 in the book. Okay. Write down leadership development. That's her song of success. I hear America singing. Dan O'Hara, training supervisor, Navy Federal Credit Union back in Vienna, Virginia. Used to be known as my kid brother because I was his mentor in training. Got all stressed out. We had these worldwide managers coming in for 1 week of training. Had 150 people coming in wanting as much training as we could give them. And he's stressing out because he was never used to teaching every day. I said, Dan, remember, you're working with the supervisors today. They go back to California tomorrow and work with their staff. And their staff works with the members. We turned it around. He was creating a team of excellence. And as Sean knows, in the PAT method, right? 2nd T. That's a different chapter, Brad. Okay, gotta work with me here. Creating that team. I haven't always been a good listener. Okay, yes, and my ears are getting older, and we know that it gets a little bit harder to listen now. Back when I was a rifle commander, United States Marine Corps, Okinawa, Japan, tip of the spear. We're getting ready to try to come home to the States, but we had to turn our weapons over to another unit. They had to be Q-tip clean. Now, Mark, you go ahead and you look at your tax money and you look at 10,000 Q-tips for a rifle company, cleaning weapons with a Q-tip. God, it was terrible. But Randy Barrett was my gunnery sergeant, came to me and said, Captain, me and the platoon sergeants, we want to be in charge of the weapon cleaning. You and your officers stay out of our way. Now, at that time, I was not as well versed. I had read one leadership book, and it talked about empowerment and delegation. I said, Gunny, go for it. So they were inspecting the weapons, cleaning them. I then tried to practice, and this was my mistake, leadership by walking around, and I went out and I was talking to the Marines here and talking over there, but I made the mistake, thank you, Jordan, and I picked up the bolt of one of my Marines, just started looking at it, and I hear from the gunny, Captain, you got a phone call from the colonel. Now, just like in corporate America, when the colonel calls, the captain jump, and I had to go back up, and as we're going back up to the office, Gunny says, Captain, I don't really have a phone call. Gunny, what's going on? I said, Captain, we made a deal. You wouldn't start looking at the weapons till the sergeant said they were ready. See, the song of success that I didn't hear, I had not trained myself, was I can do more. Gunny Barrett later became Sergeant Major, took 2 task forces to Iraq and Afghanistan, finished out his career working at Quantico, Virginia, Schoolhouse of the Marine Corps, teaching young sergeants. I can do more. Imagine what that would do in your organizations if you had people stepping up and saying, I can do more. I hear America singing. We have pride. That's why it's up to us as managers, as supervisors, as leaders, as people that are out to make a difference in your community. Are you listening? I have a story about Johnny Dorn, who's not here today, so maybe I won't tell the story. But he's about creating a team, and every time I try to recruit him to do something, he says, Bud, I can do that. I said, I'm a professional speaker. I've traveled across the country, and I got enough lost luggage to prove that. And I'll tell you this, whether you go from Nome to Rome or from Boston to Austin, the song is always the same. People want to do more, and that's why I have mentoring programs. That's a different chapter in the book. See, people will say, I want a hand up. I don't want a hand out. And our challenge is to listen to that song and success. Max Dupree, Chairman, Herman Miller Furniture Company, biggest furniture company in the office furniture company in the United States, wrote his book, Leadership Jazz. And it says our role as supervisors, managers, leaders is not to be a good singer, because Russ, you know I can't sing a note, but bring together those voices, leadership development, team excellence. I can do more. That's what we do. Now back in the United States Naval Academy, or Canoe U as we called it, I learned one thing: time and formation wait for no one. So with that, I need to get back on the river of life, and I hope to see you there and have your song of success as my next chapter of my book, which you can pre-order for $19.95. Mr. Toastmaster.